And I know I said I'd fall back.
Hi everybody, I'm Chelsea and I'm so grateful you chose to watch this video today. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I go from crusty to a style for every single day of the week. I really hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and let's get started. So I literally sat down with the intentions of doing my hair, but I didn't know how. So I was like, let me at least start by moisturizing. I love this Juices and Berries. It's so handy. And then I just felt like giving myself a scalp massage because I'm just trying to do what I feel in this video. So I'm gonna start by making a medium-sized part on the right side of my head, going all the way to the back and to the center of the back of my head, and I'm gonna check it in the mirror and just adjust it with my fingers to make it as straight as I can within reason. And then I just made the same part on the other side. I'm gonna take this Camille Rose Naturals Almond J Twisting Butter and add that to the section, focusing on my ends, and brush it through. Then I'm gonna take this Eco Styler Edge Control and put that around the perimeter of the section to make the braid that I'm gonna do as neat as possible. And I'm just gonna rub it in first before starting at the back. I have been wanting to do a braid like all the way from the back of my head to the front for a while, so I just started to try it here. And you can see how I have my hands. I was trying to do it the most comfortable way, but the braid was not turning out right. I decided to braid it almost all the way to the end, and then I was like, let me check it in the mirror and see how it's looking, and it was looking a mess. So I just took it out and redid it, but this time I positioned my hands as if I was like braiding somebody else's hair, and this turned out a lot better. I just had to take my time with it. If you don't know how to braid, you can always do a flat twist, or you could just start your braid a little bit closer to the front of your head, which will make it a little more comfortable as far as like your hand positioning. So I finished both sides, and then I realized they were uneven, and I was like, it's okay, it's fine. And if you're curious, this is how I braided around my dread. I just left it out. And then with the remaining hair that's in the middle, I'm gonna make pretty large size sections and add a little bit of the twisting butter, focusing on the ends. And I'm not gonna add any water to the sections because I don't want it to take forever to dry, and also I'm going for more like a fluffy type curl definition, not super defined, so I don't need to add any water. And when I get to the end, I'm adding a little bit more of the twisting butter, twisting it and coiling it around my finger to make sure that I get some nice definition at the end. So I'm just going to finish up the rest of the braids. Like I said, I used large size sections, and I ended up with about 9 braids total. And in the front, I split it into front and back halves, so that in the front I could add some edge control around the edges and create a cornrow instead of an individual braid. Like I said, I just sat down. I did not know what I was doing to my hair, so I was really just flowing, and I decided to put 2 cornrows in the front of my head because I felt like it gave me a little more options for when I would take everything out. So then I just finished up both sides, tied it down, and put on my bonnet and slept overnight. And then the next day I took off my bonnet, and then I wanted to add some beads. I saw these beads in the beauty supply store. They inspired me, so I picked them up. They're pretty yellow color, so I decided to add about 4 on each side. And the little white thing is a beater that you can get from the beauty supply store. It just makes it easier to put your beads on. And I'm gonna take a little bit of oil on my fingers. This is from a Black-owned business on Instagram. I'll leave the information in the description box. But I'm just using that to reduce frizz while I take out my braids, even though I'm really going for like a more fluffy style. But I feel like as much frizz as I can reduce will leave me with the most definition, but still leave it fluffy at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. So I finished taking out all of them, and then I'm going to separate for more volume. And I always separate from the ends of my sections versus the roots, because then it won't get as frizzy. Again, I'm going for a fluffy look but not super frizzy, so you can separate to your heart's desire. And then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with these little braids at the top? So I decided to put in a couple of Bantu knots up there. I didn't know if I was gonna take them out or what, but Bantu knots it was. And then in the back, I just added some lock jewelry to my dreads so that it could stand out and pop a little bit in the back. And then in the front, I was like, oh, I have some gold bobby pins. What can I do with these? So I tried it one way and it wasn't working out, and I decided to put them like on the sides of the braids just to make them stand out a little bit more. And then after that, all I had to do was just lay down my edges, and that is the first style. So this can be your Sunday or Monday style, or whatever style you do your hair. But what I'm trying to portray in this video is that you can do your hair one time and you can have a different style every day of the week, whatever you feel that day. These are just some ideas of things you can do. So for the second style, it's very simple. Just splitting my hair in half and putting 2 buns at the top. I'm gonna bobby pin down where it's sticking out a little bit, and that's the style. Super simple, but it definitely gives you a different look than the first style. And I really like how the back looks, where the braids come all the way from the back to the front. I think that's really cute. So this is like a bonus style that I tried. I put my hair in a high ponytail, and then I took another hair tie and like banded it in the middle, and one time at the top and made a little bun. I was trying to do a little top knot, but it ended up looking crazy, so I was like, let me just do something a little more simple, and I just created a puff. That top knot style I think would work. I just was over it at that time, so I just added a little bit more of the juices and berries just to give me a little more moisture, and that's a little puff style. So this next style, I don't know, I just started grabbing hair and I was thinking I wanted to do a little bun at the top, so I did. So I will have like 3 little buns to make a little triangle type of section at the top, and then I added a hairband over top to make it pop a little bit more, and that is the style. Simple, but again, it looks different than all the other styles and just unique in general. So I was thinking what I wanted to do next, so I decided to split my hair in half again, and this time I did low pigtails. Super simple, took me like 30 seconds, but again, it's a different look for a different day, and it's cute. I love like any type of double buns or double pigtails. I think it looks cute always. So yeah. For the last 2 styles, I decided to take out the cornrows at the front just to give me a little bit more versatility. So just where I had the cornrow sections, I'm gonna take that and roll it up in the front of my head for a little pompadour. I'm just tucking it under and adding some bobby pins, and then I was like, this looks kind of basic, so I added some crossed bobby pins, the gold bobby pins at the sides. Again, accessories can do so much for a style. Like, just invest in some like cool little beads and bobby pins and lock jewelry, and you can make simple stuff look a whole lot better. I never really wear pompadours, but I think this is pretty cute. So for the last style, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I started just grabbing hair, and I ended up making a ponytail at the top and creating a little bun. And again, it's looking a little basic, so I added some bobby pins just to make it look more interesting and cute, and I think it turned out really good. And that's the last style. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you like seeing my trial and error. Definitely subscribe for more videos like this. This is what I like to do, just sit down and play in my hair. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one, and namaste.